All right, YouTube, what's going on? Matt Kennedy here. Happy August 4th. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are having a Stephen happy start to your week. As you guys know, I like helping people, whether it be teaching for math and, helping people and all that stuff, whether it be for my YouTube, for Madden content, or obviously for, coming up here for homes. I just want to help people and educate them in all ways that I can. Being a young buck, someone who loves numbers, a math teacher, and just I'm seeing a lot of things that are just myths on the internet, and I don't want that to sway people in the wrong way of, oh yeah, homes are like that, or oh yeah, this. So again, this is targeted for more your 20s, your teens, or young 30s. Anyone who is about to go into the home market or might in the next 5 years, create a plan, get the down payment, and then secure your home. One of my favorite sayings is you marry the house and you date the rate. So there really is no exact time for the right rate. You can always refinance later. So just try to find a home that you like in an area, get the price estimate, find what down payment you need for probably 15-20% minimum, and then to avoid PMI close to, and then what you do is make that 3-5 year plan. My plan was 3 years. I had a 3 year plan after college to save as much money as I can, 10 grand here, 20 grand there, whatever. Save as much as you can living at home with your parents after college, or no college when you're 18 years old. Right when you're 18 years old, you have no college debt, you're out of high school, start saving, create a 6 year plan. Until 24 years old, you will still own a home over the average people of a 6 year plan. You could probably only save, 10 grand a year, which is not that hard because you have no college debt. Hopefully, you didn't buy a new car at 18 years old. You should be in great shape to set up again, 5 to 6 year plan if you're at 18 years old. If you're out of college, hopefully you can create still under a 5 year plan, but hopefully you have a good job being a college degree person, and then you can go ahead and create your plan. The reason why mine ended up being 2 year plan, not 3 year plan, was because I got a good raise I did not see coming. The thing I will say is what is that noise? I don't know what that noise is, but anyway, first thing I want to say, okay, is the first myth that I want to debunk is, oh, single family homes, oh, you get all this space, oh, whatever bullshit, oh, all that stuff. Oh, if you buy a condo, you're so close to people, and, there's no room, and there's no privacy, and little backyard, and, I want this big backyard, whatever. I saw these homes going for around, I want to say starting to build 340, and then with upgrades, like, do you want base cabinets? Do you want quartz countertops? Do you want a railing? Do you want, nice flooring? You're looking at around probably 380 minimum. So there are these single family homes here. Hold on, let me go back here. Let me refresh here. So look at this video real quick that I made, okay? You want to know what my problem is? Now, this is a video from me, okay? Look at how close these homes are, and these are single family homes, dude. Like, like people, like, this is the first myth that I want to debunk, okay? Everyone thinks that the American dream is a single family home. I have no problem with saying that, because if you have kids, you really should get a single family home, like you should. But I think the problem is the nice backyards and the square foot separation between single family homes looks more and more like condo units every single year, because the lot sizes decrease. Look at how small this backyard is. You're trying to tell me right now, look at my cursor, that's your backyard. Guess what, guys? My backyard is pretty similar. I mean, it's not the same thing, but like mine's probably like maybe 3/4 of that, like a square. This is not a big rectangle. It's like a nice little square here. Okay, that's a big yard for your kids to play in, and that's 380K. What happened to these nice single family homes, right? Yeah, they're now 500 grand, right? That brings us to our next point of myth busting. We're due for a house correction. It's coming. 2008. 2008. It's all over again. We're going to get a housing, crash. Oh, be careful. It's happening. It's happening. Get out now. Sell now. It's happening. This is all gaslighting. People want you to think that we're in for a housing, whatever. They did this even back in 2021. Right here, there's proof. 2021. Will it destroy the housing market? Financial ruin. Do not buy a home. Do not buy in 2021. Okay? Right here, housing crash. Okay? Biggest crash in America. We're going to boycott it. These people, it reminds me of Madden football. Who's that one guy in Madden football YouTube where he always hates on EA Sports? I forget his name, but he has over 100K subs because people will watch this stuff because people believe in it. It's literally a what's it called? It's literally a conspiracy theory. People love watching this stuff. Like, Donald Trump is going down. Joe Biden is going to go down. Even though it might not be true, people like this stuff. I try, I will see comments in these videos like, I knew it. I told everyone it was going to happen. Oh, wait again, whatever. Dude, you have to understand, guys, that again, these people are gaslighting. They're literally taking Florida, which has really bad hazard insurance, really bad HOA, really bad humidity, if not the worst humidity, rising global warming temperatures in all the US. There are environmental factors of why Florida is going under. They're going to be underwater in 50 years, right? There's a stat that Florida is actually sinking and that in like 70 years, Miami will be underwater. So people don't understand that there's literally evidence out there to support why it is happening besides just it's 2008. I see all these price cuts. It's going down. That's a myth. So are we due for a housing correction? I have a question for you. Is insurance going to go down? Are groceries going to go down for a correction? Is milk or gas going to go back to $1 for a correction? Are cars going to drop for a correction? Is college going to go down? It's too expensive. Get a trade. It's happening. People are stupid, dude. They literally act like, houses are going to go down 100 grand each. And then now the average American home will be 250K again. Is that how life works? Everything goes up in price. If I pull up a random home in Iowa, because Iowa, who wants to live in Iowa? It's a random state in the middle of nowhere, right? Well, that's kind of probably how you view Ohio, but anyway. Iowa, a nice single family home, 2006, 2,400 square feet. That's probably the average home in America. It's not under 2 grand square feet. It's not over 3 grand for a mansion. And if I look, now to be fair, it is a nice lot though. It is a nice big, like that's a backyard, right? Not those little square ones we talk about. But you look right here, right? Homes will typically double in 20 to 30 years. And so this is our next myth busting. Never buy a home. You'll pay double for it. Really? Where's the problem? Okay. If you buy a home, let's just say, back in time, 200K. Right now, it could probably sell for 360. Okay. I think this will sell. Okay. The thing I'm going to say is you almost got double and it's only been 18 years. So give it another 12 years. It will probably be not double, probably more than double. So when you take these comments on the internet of, I would never buy a home, you will pay double on the house once it's paid, go out there and rent. These comments are almost worse than this guy right here. These guys, again, you think they know what they're talking about, but when you pull out the numbers from a math teacher, I will pull it out for you, okay? So here's my situation. We have a house, mine's a condo. I put this much down for my plan. I said if I have a 2-3 year plan, I'm doing 15-20% down. I will not do less than that much down. If you can't afford a 15 to 20% down payment, you probably can't afford the home. You have to do conventional because you don't want to do FHA. You pay not only an upfront PMI, but then you literally have PMI for the life of the loan. So the PMI never goes away, which PMI is private mortgage insurance. And then interest rates, people also say, these interest rates are so bad. They're so bad, whatever. Here's the problem. If I were to pull up right now the interest rates mortgage chart. If you pull it up in the course of history, which let's do it right here, find a good history chart here. I guess right here is even fine, okay? The last 25 years, modern times, 6% is right here. That's about where we're at right now, 6.5, okay? So we literally had, for most years, yes, I agree, it was below 6.5. But if you go before this timestamp, it was actually more above 7. So like, you have to understand this right here, this 3-year bubble, and I'll call it 2-year bubble, from 2020 to 2022, of it being under 3.5, like easily. That was honestly really the best time ever to buy a home. And the problem is with that is just because the best ever does not mean you can expect the rates to be there and stay there forever. So the point of this is me saying, people say this with rates, whatever. You want rates to drop, that's fine. But if rates drop, historically speaking, home prices go up. So if home prices go up with the rate dropping, did you really save as much as you wanted to? Because, now I can afford more homes now because the rates dropped. Okay, smartass. Literally everyone can now buy more homes. So even the wealthy, okay, not just the poor. So now a wealthy guy can buy 2 rentals, not 1 rental. So like if everyone's buying now, is the inventory going to just magically double for the supply? No. So then we have a shortage of homes again. So be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. Next thing I'll say is, you're going to pay double on the home. Double the home, whatever. My advice for buying a home is you want to make sure that when you do your hopefully conventional loan, that you will pay under double of what the home is worth. Even double is fine, but you don't want to go over double. Let me explain. So what's going to be happening is, when you talk about a home, the biggest problem is how much interest, dead money will you pay in 30 years? For mine, it's going to be $365,000, which is under half. When you look at, and by the way, for fun, I said, what if it was COVID and I got it for the 3% interest rate? Look at how much lower it is. You're going to pay total interest exactly $200,000 less in interest. That's crazy. Like, see how much more affordable your monthly payment with interest is $1,300 against $1,900. You literally save $600 of a monthly payment, which goes to like pretty much like a free car. Like, dude, like it's a joke. So that's why I said, be careful. You want rates to drop, but then everyone can afford it, and then it makes home prices go up because now everyone can afford it again. So the last thing I'll say is this, right? Even though I'm paying this much, this much for my total cost of the place and all that stuff, here's what I'm going to say, okay? The thing I'm going to say is even though I'll pay that much, wait, I don't even think that's accurate because $300 interest. Oh, no. Wait. All right, let's just do this because, this is what I care about, okay? If I pay this much in interest, dead money, right? All you have to do in the next 30 years is hopefully get that in appreciation. But we just talked about it. If you pick any random home, let's pick this home right here, okay? This random old home, in 1999. If you go back in time to when it was sold, okay, 2011, 259K, okay, it's already up 200,000, okay, ish, 200,000 in 14 years. Back in 1999, if I can see, if I can, let me go all the way back in time here if I can. Can I? No, I can't. Damn. So the point is, you got 200K equity in literally only 14 years. So if you literally wait 30 years, which is when you pay the house off in 30 years, and by the way, we might not even lose that much money. What if I refinance? What if interest rates drop from 5.99? I can get like a 5%. If I do a 5% interest rate, just trust me, I already calculated it. I saved 60K of interest. So it would be 305K. So 305K with a refinance at 5%, because you're telling me in the next 30 years, I'm not going to reach 5% interest rates. Literally, I'm going to have a really good chance if we use the double method. If you live in a nicer area and you trust yourself, that's why you got to buy a good home, and it's an investment, and it's not just buy any home, buy a home in a nicer area that has better schools or whatever, because it appreciates. You literally have a really good chance to just offset the interest. And then at that point, you break even. Well, Matt, what do you mean break even? You didn't make any money then. Well, I get that you had property taxes, whatever, but you're still saving a lot of money than renting. If you were to rent for 30 years, let's just say 360 months, that's what 30 years is, times that by the rent average of the next 30 years, it's got to go up a little bit. We'll say $2,000, okay, times $2,000. So just say times, $2,000. It's going to pretty much be 720 grand of dead money. So it's either you rent for dead money or you own a home. And then by the time you sell it in 30 years, you pretty much at least break even or better if you do the under double method. Hope this video helped. We'll go from there. Take care. Peace.